Welcome to Get Easy. Today we'll start off an important class on important days and current affairs related to India. So in this we'll discuss important days, like for example November 1st is Kannada Rajyotsava, all those things, all those important days which are important for your exam. Such important days and current affairs exclusive for India. Such details will be discussed. Let's start off with the first topic, that is world's tallest railway bridge pier to come up in Manipur. Such topics are important for your exam. World's tallest, world's first, tallest, smallest, biggest, all those things are important. So this is one, world's tallest railway bridge. The bridge is being constructed by Indian Railways at Noni Valley in Manipur. So it is at a height of 141 meters, and the length is 111 kilometers, and it is between Jiribam and Impal Railway. This is the places where it gets connected, and it connects capital of Manipur, that is Impal, with broad gauge network of India, and it will break the record of Mala Rajeka viaduct with height of 139 meters. It is located in Montenegro, Europe. So previously, this place had the record for the tallest railway bridge. Now it is taken over by Manipur's Jiribam Impal railway line. So, and the bridge is it is likely to be completed by December 2023. That is, and it comprises of mostly tunnels, is what it says. What you need to know is this: this is the tallest bridge, and it is present in Manipal. And the height, it is 141 kilometers, and where it connects Jiribam to Impal. Coming to the next one, that is November 29th. It is known as International Day of Solidarity. Why it is important? Because International Day of Solidarity with Palestine people, it is celebrated, observed by the United Nations. You should all be knowing United Nations is a very important organization which acts as an international facilitator for various like climate action, various other organizations also are part of it. It is important for world peace and climate action, etc. Many programs are conducted by it. So that is why if United Nations celebrates or observes a day, or it observes a important movement, or it observes an important agreement or something that is important for your exam. So it observes International Day of Solidarity with Palestinian people. It was celebrated on November 29th, and it is done every year. It is observed to mark the adoption of UN's resolution to divide Palestine into two states. We'll discuss. And the UN traditionally celebrates the day by undertaking its annual debate on question of Palestine. This resolution provided for partition of Palestine into two states, one Arab and one Jewish. Annual observance of this day was established by UNGA resolution. This is not so important, and you should know it was observed in 1977, and Palestine was divided between Arab and Jewish people because of the conflict. So that is why this day, that is International Day of Solidarity with Palestinian people, was observed by United Nations on November 29th. So this day is important, November 29th. Coming to the next one, that is Arunachal Pradesh. India's first certified organic kiwi fruit was launched. So this kiwi fruit is from Zero Valley farms of Arunachal Pradesh. It was launched at Adi Mahotsav, National Tribal Festival. Is being held at Delhi Hath, New Delhi. Delhi Hath. Hath means it is a place where you trade things. it is used for trade. So that place is called as a Hath. So it is Delhi Hath. It takes place in New Delhi, and kiwi fruit, organic kiwi fruit, was displayed and used for what is that selling and all in Delhi Hath. And the launch ceremony was held in association with uh, support of Arunachal Pradesh government and NAFED. NAFED is a very important organization. This is just for understanding what is NAFED and all. So try to like know what is NAFED. And the initiative was undertaken as part of a vision with the aim of transforming India into a self-reliant nation under Atmanirbhar campaign. Atmanirbhar means self-reliant. Self-reliant campaign, which is undertaken by Indian government. So what is that? Arunachal Pradesh kiwi fruit organic certification. It moves towards Atmanirbharta, self-reliance, and is the Arunachal Pradesh is the first Indian state that obtained organic certification for kiwi fruit under MOVCD NER, that is Mission Organic Value Chain Development for Northeastern Region. It is another scheme for the northeastern states. And Zero Valley is a town and district headquarters at Lower Subansiri district in Arunachal Pradesh, and this town has been included in tentative list of UNESCO's World Heritage Site for Apatani Cultural Landscape. So that is why this town is important. Zero Valley. One is because of the organic kiwi fruit, and the other is the tentative list. It might be included in the UNESCO's World Heritage Site for Apatani cultural language. That is why Zero Valley town is important. Keep this in mind. Coming to the next topic, India gets re-elected to UNESCO Executive Board. So India was re-elected to the Executive Board of UNESCO for the term 2021 to 2025. So this is important because there might be a question saying which country was re-elected recently to the UNESCO Executive Board, or India's term in the UNESCO Executive Board is between which years. So what is the UNESCO Executive Board? Is one among the three constitutional organs of the UN agency. It is elected by the General Conference, and the board acts as the authority of General Conference. It examines the program of work for organization and corresponding budget estimates, which is submitted by Director General, and it comprises of 58 member states, each having a 4-year term of office. These are just for your reference, and none of it is important except the fact that India gets re-elected to UNESCO Executive Board. Coming to UNESCO, what is UNESCO? It is a specialized agency of UN, United Nations, and it aims to promote world peace, security through international cooperation, education, science, arts, and culture. It comprises of 193 member states and 11 associate members. And there are also partners of intergovernmental, non-governmental, and private sector. And the agency is headquartered at World Heritage Center in Paris, France. So there might be a question on UNESCO too because of these reasons. So keep an eye on it, and this is what is important for you. Coming to the next topic, that is Kaisar-e-Hind. It has turned out to be Arunachal's state butterfly. It has been designated a state butterfly by Arunachal Pradesh. So Arunachal Pradesh is in news for a lot of reasons. One is the kiwi fruit, which we studied, first certified organic kiwi fruit, and the second thing is Kaisar-e-Hind. Kaisar-e-Hind is the name of a butterfly in Arunachal Pradesh, which has been designated as state butterfly. So it is a large, bright colored butterfly, and why is this important? Is it carries the name India in it, Hind. This is what India depicts. I'll show you the butterfly thing. This is how it looks, Kaiser-e-Hind butterfly, and it is also found in China, and now it has been approved as state butterfly of Arunachal Pradesh. Scientific name is Tinopalpus imperialis, and in literal terms, Kaiser-e-Hind means Emperor of India, and the butterfly has a wingspan of 90 to 120 millimeters. So this is important. This is important, and where else it is found? And it is also found in 6 other states along eastern Himalayas at an elevation of 6,000 to 10,000 feet in a well wooded terrain. And they also are found in Bhutan, Nepal, Laos, Myanmar, southern China, and Vietnam, other than India. And it is protected under Schedule 2 of Wildlife Protection Act WPA 1972, and they are hunted for the supply to butterfly collectors. It has been under red list of IUCN. IUCN is International Union for Conservation of Nature. Red listed Kaiser-e-Hind. These are all the facts which you need to know about Kaiser-e-Hind. Kaiser-e-Hind is a butterfly name. It is the state butterfly of Arunachal Pradesh. Coming to the next important topic, that is the world's largest solar power park is being constructed in Badla. Badla is a dry and sandy region in Jodhpur district of Rajasthan. So, where is the world's largest solar power park? It is in Badla, Rajasthan, and it spans over 14,000 acres. And the park comprises of 10 million solar panels at the park, and the capacity it is 2245 megawatt. That is why it is important. So this is important, and world's largest solar park, it is located in Badla, Rajasthan. It is important, and it is in Jodhpur district. Coming to National Education Day. National Education Day, it was observed on November 11th. Why it was observed? To mark the birth anniversary of Maulana Abul Kalam Azad. Who was Maulana Abul Kalam Azad? He was an Indian independence activist, writer, Islamic theologian, and a senior leader of Indian National Congress (INC). He was the first education minister of independent India and served from 1947 to 58 in Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru's cabinet. Very important point about Maulana Abul Kalam Azad, sir. So based on his birth anniversary, National Education Day is celebrated, and this is important. Why the question might be, on whose birth anniversary is the uh, Education Day, National Education Day observed? So it is Maulana Abul Kalam Azad. Another important current affair is the Karnataka observes Onake Obawa Jayanti. You might be knowing who is Onake Obawa. She was a woman soldier who had fought against Hyder Ali forces in Chitradurga in 18th century. I guess you would have learnt about her and seen about her in movies and books and all those things. And this year it started. The celebration started this year on 11th of November. That is why it is important. Recently, which historical figures birth anniversary or Jayanti started. So it is Vanake Obawa, and it is started on 2021 here, and 11th of November is the date. Okay, and coming to the next one, it is Sela Tunnel. Sela Tunnel, it is the world's longest bi-lane road tunnel. It is being built on Balipara Charduar Tawang BCT Road. Remember it as BCT Road by BR Border Roads Organization under Project Vartak. Very important point. It is the world's longest bi-lane road tunnel. That is why it is important. It is being constructed at an altitude of 13,800 feet near the Indo-China border. This is another important point. It is being constructed on 317 kilometer long BCT road. The BCT road connects East Kameng, West Kameng, Tawang districts of Arunachal Pradesh to the rest of India. So, if you have seen the northeastern map, this is Arunachal Pradesh. So, from here, what do you call this as the chicken neck region. So from here it connects to rest of India. BCT road. What is BCT? Balipara Chodwar Tawang BCT. It is constructed by BRO under Project Vartak, and it is being constructed to provide all-weather connectivity to Tawang. Tawang, you know, it is important for various reasons because China claims Tawang to be its own region. It is they feel that Tawang is part of China and not part of India. That is why Tawang is very important, and but it is under the sovereignty and suzerainty of India itself, and the tunnel would also ensure better movement of troops and weaponry to different locations along the LAC. The main objective of the tunnel is to reduce the distance between Dirang and Tawang by 10 kilometers, and it will cut down travel time. That is why uh, uh, this new road is being constructed, and it reduces time by an hour and distance by 10 kilometers. So keep this mind. What the Sela Tunnel, it is constructed on BCT road. Important point. Coming to the next one, it is November 15. Very important day, declared as Janjatiya Gaurav Divas, and yeah, this day was declared as part of year-long celebration of 75 years of Indian independence in a bid to commemorate brave tribal freedom fighters. So Janjatiya Gaurav Divas, it is to commemorate tribal freedom fighters. So, and November 15th is the day it is celebrated, and it marks the birth anniversary of Birsa Munda. People who don't know who is Birsa Munda, he was an important tribal leader during India's independence time, and is considered god by tribal communities across India. So he was against the British colonial system in the tribal regions where they wanted to enter the tribal regions for their own benefits, the British, what I'm talking about. So that is why he was against them, and he belonged to Munda tribe. Munda tribe is a tribe which is present in modern day Bihar and Jharkhand, Chhattisgarh, all those regions. And he spearheaded an Indian tribal religious millenarian movement in the late 19th century across the tribal belt of present day Bihar and Jharkhand. So this is what you need to know about the 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 movement which he carried on was Munda rebellion, and this was the person. Birsa Munda was the person. He is the one on whose name the Janjatiya Gaurav Divas is being celebrated because of his birth anniversary. Very important day. Coming to the next one, that is World Science Day. World Science Day for Peace and Development. It is observed on November 10th every year to highlight importance and relevance of science in our daily lives. And this year the theme was building climate ready communities. The themes are usually very important because there might be a direct question on themes itself. For the World Science Day, what was the theme? And UNESCO had proclaimed this day in 2001. Since 2001, it is celebrated every year. And the first Science Day for Peace and Development was observed across the world on November 10th, 2002 under UNESCO. Uh, this was a positive outcome of 1999 World Conference on Science in Budapest. There was a science conference in Budapest, and that is why this is important. So, World Science Day is celebrated on November 10th, and this year's theme was building capacity ready communities. So, it is celebrated in since 2001. Similar to World Science Day, there is National Science Day. This is celebrated by India. It is observed on February 28th, the last day of February in a normal year. So you remember that way. And why it is celebrated? Because it commemorates the discovery of Raman effect by Chandrasekhara Venkata Raman, very very important scientist in before independence times. He was there. He was awarded Nobel for the Raman effect in 1930. That is why it's very important. And the first National Science Day was celebrated in 1987. In 2021, the day was observed under the theme. The theme is very important. Future of STI, Science, Technology and Innovations, Impacts on Education, Skills and Work. This is what is important about National Science Day. And why is it celebrated? Because of Raman effect, discovery of Raman effect by Chandrasekhar Venkata Raman. He was a person. So remember this. Coming to a new joining to UNESCO Creative Cities Network. Is it Srinagar? So it has been selected for creatives for the criteria for being selected is creative city of craft and folk arts. So there are other cities where in Indian cities which are selected for UNESCO's network, that is Chennai and Varanasi. These are for music. Jaipur is another city for crafts and folk arts. Mumbai for film. Hyderabad for gastronomy. Gastronomy means food. Hyderabad is known for its food, delicious food. That is why food, and this is for film, movies. Movies, it is what is talking about. And Jaipur is known for crafts and folk arts. Chennai and Varanasi for music. So you need to know Srinagar and Jaipur. These two cities are known for crafts and folk art. Remember this, important. Coming to One Sun, One World, One Grid group. One Sun, One World, One Grid. So this was our Honorable Prime Minister. This was designated by Honorable Prime Minister for improving the viability of solar power. And on this occasion, while designating this, he announced that ISRO will provide a calculator to the world soon that can measure solar energy potential of any region. So there might be a question: which country or which leader, like, is the reason for One Sun, One World, One Grid group? So you need to know it is India, and it is our honorable PM. And it is this OSOWOG is a solution will be used to tackle the challenge of solar power. And what scientists have observed is Earth's atmosphere receives enough sunlight in 1 hour that can be used to power the electricity need of every human on Earth for a year. So this is a very important point. That is why research and science is related to these things, to why so much of energy is wasted and that should be used for various reasons. That is why research is going on. We'll see what is the progress in the future. And this project is about setting a transnational electricity grid to supply solar power across the world. The vision is the sun never sets. So that means there will be no time where there will be no power supply in any part of the world at any point of time in the 24 bar 7 time space, that is 24 hours and 7 days. There will be electricity throughout. That is what the sun never sets means. And it has been taken up under technical assistance program of World Bank. So World Bank is assisting it technically. That is why it is important. And this plan is very important for our International Solar Alliance. This is India started alliance, which is a global alliance, which is important for solar energy capture and using for various programs and like electricity, all those things. It is important for that, and it is a global alliance. You need to know about International Solar Alliance. Coming to the next one, that is National Ayurveda Day. It is celebrated on November 2nd. November 2nd is known as National Ayurveda Day. It is celebrated by Ministry of Ayush, and it started observing Dhanvantri Jayanti. It's called as Dhanteras as Ayurveda Day in 2016. So Dhanvantri Jayanti is the reason for the celebration of Ayurveda Day since 2016. Dhanvantri was a person. He was a previously he was a Ayush doctor previously, like in ancient times, I guess. So that is why his name is used, Dhanvantri Jayanti, during Ayush and all those programs. It is called Dhanteras, and the day was started celebrating with the objective of nationalizing the Ayurvedic system of medicine and making it global. So the theme for 2021 was Ayurveda for Poshana. Poshana means nutrition. So this is what is important about this. And remember November 2nd as National Ayurveda Day.